great life in order to be an entrepreneur and just a stand-up citizen. So how did all of this start? I'm going to give you a little challenge at the end of this talk. I know you'll all do fine. But also, first 3 short stories that lead to it. I started as a forensic toxicologist at the New York Medical Examiner's office. Over the doorway to that place was the statement, "This is the place where death delights in helping the living." That made no sense to me at all. Really no sense. That was a place where death was full. It had taken so many people, so many crumpled bodies, lost dreams, lost hope. My supervisor explained to me that he expected me to do something, learn something, and to go apply it to people everywhere. Strange twist of fate led me to leave that place, and shortly after that, somebody asked me and my partner to formulate a drug that would help addicts, heroin addicts, get out of the street and into treatment programs. Our first investor, he said, "You must be crazy to try and take business away from the heroin trade. You want me to invest money to compete with the mob?" That actually made sense to me. So I called a friend, who called a friend, who called somebody, and pretty soon I was having a cup of coffee with an elderly gentleman in Brooklyn. He had a couple of really big guys standing around just to get him coffee in little cups. I explained to him all I really wanted to do was to make a great medical business that would help people who've fallen into an unfortunate pattern and to make their lives better. But I knew sometimes businesses took business from others, and then sometimes families got hurt. I didn't want to hurt the family. So he said, "Don't worry. It's so nice of a young person to come talk with me. It shows respect. Go ahead. If there's a real problem, don't worry. We'll have another chat." Sometimes as an entrepreneur, it takes courage just to go have coffee with somebody. So we got started, and we got methadone approved by FDA, and we manufactured methadone and shipped it to lots of treatment centers all over the country. You may have heard of it. It's helped a lot of people. And after a little while, what we did was we sold off that business and went our separate ways, and we took away learning from that. The greatest learning for me was that I really saw how tough it was to get something approved at FDA. So I said, I'll devote myself to doing that. And strange twists of fate got me to open a consulting company right here in Michigan on 9/11, when death struck so many people. And I said that that business would help people, no matter what. We would get their drugs and medical devices approved at FDA, come hell or high water. We got started. Sometimes we got the business, sometimes we didn't. Sometimes we didn't get FDA approval. Sometimes we got it hell and high water. But we look back on it now, 13 years or so, and over 200 drugs and devices have been approved. It created a pathway for entrepreneurs to bring great ideas, great medicines of their own, to help everybody. Employing over 5,000 people, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people have been helped that way. And so that led to my next brush with death. I was at a family event, actually a funeral. A young man walked up to me, young, strong, healthy, all of life to look forward to, except he blinked too much. That blinking was the symptom of a disease that would leave him completely blind 10 years from now. As he walked away, his dad came up and said, "Can you help my son?" I said, "Sure. I've got my portable computer here. I'll get him into a clinical trial." And sure enough, took me 2 minutes, found one right there in their hometown in Boston, and his dad said, "Great. Thanks a lot. Now do it for everyone." And he walked away. I thought about what I'd done just then. It's so hard to find the right trial at the right place at the right time. 1 million people try to go into clinical trials. They can never find the right people. And so what we did was we brought together computer scientists, social media experts, clinical scientists, and said, let's solve this problem. We opened the doors right here, and now hundreds of people, and soon thousands of people, are moving into clinical trials. So the story of this is, find a problem, solve it once, and this is the challenge for all of us. Find the courage, the learning, and the inspiration within your life. See it? You've got it. Find it, and then solve it for one, solve it for two, solve it for everyone. When you do, death will delight in what you've done, as will everyone else. Thank you very much.